Pearl,
Trans women are women.
There you go.
So
she already starting it off. Trans women are women. Right.
At this from the position of an athlete.
Oh, Jesus.
So I play semi-pro basketball.
Do you hear the little smart remarks coming from the position of an athlete? Oh, Jesus. Just, man, have a civilized conversation.
So I play. So I want to come at this from the position of an athlete.
Oh, Jesus.
So I play semi-pro basketball, semi-pro volleyball. So when it comes to like athletic spaces, I don't think that trans women should be allowed into athletic spaces because I don't think it's a fair. I think as female athletes, we work so incredibly hard for the little opportunity there is in women's sports.
Would this be a barrier for you?
There's no barrier. There's less opportunity in some industries.
That's what a barrier is.
There's less. It's not. No. It's
That's
based
what
on the
friction
market.
means.
Okay.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, so again, we work very hard for the little opportunity there is in the space because we're not as entertaining as the men. Sorry, we're just not. And so it's like you're gonna take the little opportunity that we're given. And the problem is like, we can't compete. We can't. Like, I'm 6 foot. If I go up against a 6 foot guy and I play basketball with him, he's gonna body me.
And what happens if I go up against you?
Even if I have years more of training. And so it's like you're taking away the little opportunity that we're given and we all work so hard for, and you're just giving it back to biological guys. It's like this will be the end of women's sports.
She is completely correct. She is on point. And you got people, this young lady down here is upset. Upset. Can you imagine doing something all your life, preparing for something all your life, like say playing some kind of sport as a woman? You know what I mean? Like women, they go really hard. They work really hard to be what they want to be as far as in a sport division. And then you have a time where men could just transfer over to that sport. Can you imagine? Like, it's not fair in the least bit. And for the women who get upset about things like this, I don't get it. It makes no kind of sense. This is a woman telling you she doesn't feel like it's fair for a man that's transitioning to join her sport for different reasons. Men are built different than women. So for a man to join a women's sport, it is unfair. It's common sense. How can you get mad at something like this?
Have you tried confidence?
Eli, hold on, Minnie.
Sorry,
Eli.
Have you tried confidence? Boy, oh boy. The delusion in this room.
Confidence can't make me bench what a guy benches.
I don't
Confidence can't
understand
make
why
me
you guys
6'7".
are so hostile. She's sharing her
And confidence
experience
can't make
in
me
a
6'7".
specific
No, she's
field.
sharing
And
I'd have to go.
No, she's not. She's
Trans misogyny. What the heck? 'Cause she's saying that she feels like it's unfair for a man to transition into her sport. What is this the generation we're in? What in the world?
She's a woman who's had an experience.
It's always
You guys are so obsessed with your own experiences and your own existence, and yet when a woman is sitting here telling you, I feel as though this is unfair and this is compromising and this situation is not helping women, you guys are like, meh, meh, meh. But when you're like, I'm a black person that did this, and this, then it's valid and fair and viable.
Eli, I want to give you the chance to respond.
So this is basically a joke of a talking point. Everyone has biological advantages in sports. How tall are you?
5'11" and a half. I'm tall.
I'm 5'8". I am a trans woman. You would crush me. You would absolutely crush
Bone
me.
density, wrist strength, muscle density. You can't switch those.
Yeah, exactly. You would crush me.
But also, Eli, you would never play at the level that Pearl plays because you would never get there.
So let me give you a few more examples here too. So Michael Phelps produced more lactic acid in his body, which caused him to swim better than any of his competitors. This was widely celebrated. And nobody can.
This sounds like a speech that's been prepared. This was widely celebrated. This is written down. It's in her pocket right now. She read it before she came onto the panel.
Tested it.
He read it before he came onto the panel. Boy, they will get you. Boy.
Now, this is a performance-enhancing hormone. So we all have different bodies. And now I'm not saying that trans women who aren't on hormones should participate, but There are, I mean, every major medical and every major sports organization agrees that trans women who have been on hormones for between 1 and 3 years, depending on the organization, have the same competitive abilities.
The study that you're referencing had like 7 people participated.
That's misinformation, by the way. I'm referencing several different studies. I'm a trans woman and a researcher.
It's getting personal. I don't want it to be personal.
What? Hold on. Is the host a transgender? Look.
Live in this space where we're told that our opinions don't count because they're not the right kind of opinions, and we're constantly shouted over and talked over regardless of what we look like, because there's one group in society that basically takes precedence, and it's frustrating. So yeah, of course, it's frustrating because when we try to talk about it, we get shouted down, we get told to be quiet, we get spooky.
What in the world? That was funny.
Be quiet, we get spooking down too as well. So
Okay,
there's hostility there for plenty of women.
Let's try to make this an opportunity to speak.
You're
with
literally a
each
white
other
woman from
then.
Australia. You live in a bubble and you're pissed that voices that have been silenced forever finally can be heard.
That's why they have the voice, because they speak up.
What in the world? I don't see how that was funny. The young lady is telling the truth. If you have, listen, people like this want us to pay attention to their emotions, how they feel, and what they're talking about. But the moment an actual woman stands up and says, this is not fair, this is how I feel, we're not supposed to listen to that. We're only supposed to listen to what you feel like, how you feel, what you're trying to talk about. We're supposed to listen to you, but not to the actual biological woman. Really? Boy, oh boy. Y'all remember Riley Gaines? Let's dive in. Let's dive into an actual situation. Riley Gaines was a great swimmer. Swimming for years. Great swimmer. Leah Thomas came in, who was a transgender from a man to a woman, and joined the competition, and I believe got first place, right? But what many don't know is Leah Thomas was also a male swimmer. And when he was in the men's division, he didn't even place top 100. He didn't even place top 100. Came into the girls' division, first place, against a phenomenal swimmer, Riley Gaines. So I can understand when you have a lady on the panel saying who was actually the one who played the sport, those other women didn't even play the sports. Yet they had so much to say about the lady who was saying it was unfair for men to join her sport. The ones who didn't even play the sport had a lot to say about the one who did play the sport. You tell me how it makes sense. And right here, clear example, Leah Thomas, who didn't even place 100 in the men's division, joined the women's division, first place. Joined the women's division, first place, but didn't even place 100 in the men's division. Then you got Riley Gaines coming out and talking about it, how it's unfair. And I don't know if you've seen the video the other day that I posted, but in San Francisco, you had people surrounding her. They trapped her in a room and said, we'll let you go if you give us money. No charges have been, they haven't faced any kind of consequences for their actions. Any of that. No one's been arrested. None of that. But they surrounded her. They trapped her in a room. They held her hostage. All because of her opinion on it not being fair, which is actually a fact. It's not fair. They are trying to threaten us into submission. Am I the only one who sees this? They are trying to threaten you into submission, into believing a lie, with harm, with violence, and they're the ones being hunted down? And they're the ones being hunted down. They're the ones being hunted down, but every time, I look on the news, it's a three children getting their lives taken, 3 adults getting their lives taken by a transgender shooter. Different mass shootings from different transgenders. You got different people that are transitioning, joining women's sports, completely dominating. You seen that UFC fighter who was beating those women and then saying, yeah, I'm coming for all the women in the sport. And we just supposed to sit back and be like, yeah, this is normal. This is fair. It's okay. It's okay. No. I applaud the women taking a stand against this. This is not fair. This is not okay. And I applaud each and every one of you taking a stand against this nonsense. This needs to stop. And I applaud the states that are finally passing bills where this is coming out. This is crazy. You had a basketball team, I believe it was a Christian basketball team, who decided not to play another team because they had a transgender on their team. And then that Christian basketball team got banned from all the other games. You tell me that's right. You tell me that's okay. No, it's not cool. It's not fine. It's not all right. May the Lord continue to give us light and allow us to open our eyes and see the truth. Because a lot of these people have been agreeing with the lie so long that they actually believe the lie that they're agreeing with. And the problem is they think that it's more of them because of what they see. Their algorithm on the internet shows it and shows it and shows it to the point where they're like, yeah, it must be right. Because it's all they see. It's all the media shows. I showed y'all a lady who detransitioned on one of my earlier videos. They don't show things like that. Where the lady's like, I didn't need to do that. I was perfect just the way I was. Those shots were ruining a perfectly good body I had. They don't show the detransitioning people. They show what they want to show. They show what they want you to see. They say what they want you to hear. You got to look up videos like this and finally get into an algorithm where it's showing you this stuff because they won't show it. You have to dig it up. Nonsense. I applaud the women standing up. More men need to stand up for the women as well. Hallelujah. This can't be. This is woman mockery. You can't put on a dress and put on makeup and call yourself a woman and then just think the world should bow down to that thought because it satisfies you. No. Step out of it, ladies and gentlemen. Step out of the delusion. Step out of the matrix that they're trying to put us in. Do not compromise the truth. Amen. I love you guys. God bless. Shalom.